You know, ever since I was a child, one thing that has always caught my interest was the ability to travel through time. Whether it be playing my Legend of Zelda games, whether it be watching Dragon Ball Z, or watching Back to the Future or the Terminator series, one thing that has always caught my interest was time travel. Now, many people always say, time travel isn't possible, it's only created for fictional purposes. Well, I am here to tell you guys today that time travel actually is possible, but only through the use of science. We haven't been able to actually use it yet, but science proves that if you are able to create a device that moves at light speed, you will be able to move so fast that the time around you will slow down, therefore propelling you into the future. In addition to this, I'm also going to explain to you guys about a little bit about John Titor and how he came from the future to essentially explain how time travel works from his time, despite all of the controversy associated with his story. I also wanted to talk about the fact that there are two different time travel rules. You have the time traveling rules used mostly in Dragon Ball Z, Zelda, and other forms of fiction, the more common one, in which if you go to the past, you're going to branch out a new timeline from what has already happened. So for example, if you go to the past and you kill Adolf Hitler, then Hitler won't exist in that time, but the timeline that you came from, Hitler still existed, and he killed millions and millions of people with the use of the Holocaust and all of that stuff. So that's basically how that rule works, in addition to the timeline rule that says that if you do something, you will cease to exist. So, anyways, despite all of that, let's talk a little bit about John Titor. So you're probably wondering, who is John Titor? Well, John Titor apparently comes from the year 2036, and he went to the 1970s to extract an IBM 5100 computer model. John Titor was also from the 177th Battalion, as he is from the military, and he was sent on a mission to get this computer so that it could communicate with the computers of his time. Now, this image here is apparently John Titor's time displacement device, and he describes it as a machine that weighs about 500 pounds, and he says that when you use it, it's like walking into an area where you're seeing a bunch of different mirrors, and then you choose where you want to go, and you pick a certain universe that you go to. So this essentially proves that once you go through time, you're going to be in a variety of different universes of yourself. John Titor also explains how time travel works in his internet post. He says that essentially time travel works as you are crossing a wormhole, and going through that wormhole, you're surrounded by a bunch of different vortexes that you choose which one that you want to go to. Now, this is similar to how our scientists explain it, as you have to have a device that's able to move fast enough so you can actually cross this. Now, both John Titor actually explained this concept before scientists had announced it, which is one of the main reasons why some people do believe that John Titor exists. This in addition to the fact that he also said that a skyscraper was missing in his time in 1999, which supports the fact that he was probably leaning towards September 11th, if he actually did exist. In addition, he also brought artifacts that weren't created yet, like for example, he brought a poem by a soldier that wasn't exactly true and in development because the soldier was only 7 years of age when John Titor had came. But despite all of this, I'm not trying to get you guys to believe that John Titor exists or anything. I just want you guys to learn a little bit more about how time travel is possible through John Titor's explanation. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, there are two main rules that are described when talking about time travel. You have the time traveling rules that stem from Back to the Future. Now, basically, this is how it would work. If I were to go back in time and kill my mother when she was pregnant with me, then me, who killed her, would simply disappear because I can't exist without me not being born. Now, a lot of people believe that timeline theory, but the one that's more common, even throughout literature and throughout history, is the whole timeline divergence concept, in which you would essentially say that I'm going to branch out a new history for this timeline of people, but my time is still going to be the same. And in addition to this, it's also interesting to point out that John Titor's story is a lot more similar to that whole time divergence one, in which he said that you will never be able to go to the same universe that you came from before. This is a lot more common in video games, movies, and fiction, in which we always happen to see the time traveler go to time and alter it, like how Trunks had altered the timeline for the Z Warriors, but yet his story was still fucked up by the androids. Now, looking at all of this, I'd like to say that I think that whole concept makes a lot more sense. So, I can kill myself in one universe, but I still exist in another. John Titor also explains the concept of time divergence, and how if you go too far back in time, history is going to alter a lot more, because there's a lot of changes that could have taken place over those years. So for example, if I go back in time 5 minutes before I got a haircut, and I look at myself with the haircut versus myself without the haircut, that Quinn's life and my life is going to be the exact same almost, besides probably a person could have gotten into a car accident, but very minor changes would take place. This is a lot more different than going back to 1960, in which John Titor was a little afraid to do so because he felt that time was going to change so much. He says that our actions are all random. Our thoughts and our actions are random, and you can't determine what exactly is going to happen. But if you go to the point where it has already happened, then it's bound to happen. So if I go to the 1990s and I'm already born, then I exist. But if I go before that, then there's a chance that I won't exist. I hope you guys aren't confused about this, because I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Anyways, I'd like to close this video out by talking about one person that has always got me interested in time travel, and that is Nostradamus. I read one of his books about how he made all of these prophecies about things that were bound to happen in the future, many of which are very similar to what John Titor has said. Now, one last thing I'd like to show you guys is that as you see here, this is essentially a small documentary by Stephen Hawking, in which he was explaining how if we were to create a train with people aboard, and if that train was moving at such a fast speed, then the people on the train would actually be moving slower than time itself, as you can see with the mother and her child playing patty cake. They would be slowing down in time, whereas the train would be propelling into the future. Now, that's basically been my video for today, guys. I don't really have much else to say about this, but the fact that I think time travel is an amazing concept, and I think that if we were able to go to the future, I would love to know what would you guys do if you were able to go to the future. What events would you change about your lives? And if you were able to go to the future, would you tell other people that you were able to go, or would you keep it to yourself? Would you share it with your friends, or would you say, I'm just going to use and abuse this time machine for myself? So guys, that's been my video for today. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and remember to have a great day, guys.